G'day, it's Michael, and I believe it's Saturday afternoon, 18 past 3 p.m. on the 29th day of the 11th month, November 2014. And the game's currently, the game I've been playing, that I've been making videos of, Elite Dangerous, currently in its gamma. 1.0 something, now upgrading to 1.04 is, well, that's what it's doing there. It's upgrading at the moment, and while it's doing that, I hope it goes without a hitch. I haven't played for a few days, about 2 or 3 days, about 2 days I'd say. I've been too preoccupied with this. I've been playing it all morning and all day yesterday. It's despite its setbacks, which I may share with you later. I find it very addictive. It's much better than the third game. The second game is still my favourite, although this one isn't. Well, it's hard to say whether it's better or not, but if it's not better, it's not that much worse. Like the second game, it's surely an improvement on the second game in some ways, but the second game is still better in other ways, which I may share with you later if I have time. It's going. I thought I'd show you my collection of the Walking Dead graphic novels. I have a reason for this, which I thought of the other night while I was watching the sequel to Rise of the Planet of the Apes. I forget what it's called. I think it's just called that, Rise of the Planet of the Apes 2 or something like that. But getting back to this, let me see, yeah. I have 1 to 17 of the graphic novels for The Walking Dead. A large chunk of which was sold to me by a guy in Melbourne who wanted to get rid of them. They were in good condition. I'm not sure how much they cost. Probably a mere $100 or $200. Probably $100, most likely. Roughly. If it was like 15 divided by 100, or I'm not sure. Possibly nearly $10. It was $10. 10, 16, 10, 60. It would be $160, or $150, possibly nearly $200. But that's all. I got that. That's what I got for it. That was sometime last year. I've only read up to 11. Then I stopped reading because I was really busy with this game, preoccupied with Elite Dangerous and other stuff on the computer. Actually, there's a lot of stuff that I was in the middle of reading that I postponed in favor of doing computer stuff. not that I'm ditching it altogether. It's just I'm just putting it to the side. Lately I've had problems focusing enough to actually read anything at all. It's I can read, but I have problems processing what I'm reading, paying attention to what's going on in the story, and sometimes I just put the book back down, regardless of how good it is. And I'll just show you the novels one by one. Yep, first one. What's it called? Days Gone By. Just put them on the floor here, upside down. so I can. Oh, yeah, that's right. Just a light. Days gone by. Can I? Oh, no. Days gone by. The very first. It actually follows very closely to the way they've done it in the series, as far as that first one is concerned. There are a few differences. I'd have to read the thing again to be exactly sure of. Here's a few spoilers. Tyrese has 2 kids that eventually suicide each other. I think no, he has a daughter, but who has a boyfriend. But they both do a suicide pact thing, and apparently the boyfriend backs out of it at the last possible moment, while the girl slit. I think they poison themselves, or slit their throats, or shoot themselves, I think, or something like that. I'm not too sure, but I know it happened. I'm not sure if Tyrese kills the. I think he does kill the boy. Any wonder? He's an ex. I think he's an ex bouncer, gridiron player, and he does die. I think I'm not sure how. I forget how he died in the TV series, but no, he doesn't die in the TV. He's still alive. Yeah, that's a difference. Oh, it's ready to play. I'll just start out. I won't take long here. But in the book, the governor, who's far more, he's far more creepy, far more menacing in the graphic novel. Yeah, a lot of stuff happens. It does a lot of bad stuff. Yeah, he's more in your face, evil than the guy on the television, from the actor, or the character, his counterpart from the television show. He's much more menacing. With Tyrese, he decapitates Tyrese with Michonne's samurai sword, and they have to. I think one of them puts. I think it might be Michonne. She puts the blade through the head, and well, you see this happen to Herschel Green, the vet who owns the farm. That's what happens to him in the show. Well, in the book, he actually begs the governor's cronies squad, cronies, soldiers, the governor's soldiers, to shoot him after they kill his son, who was actually, if he's the same boy, if his name was Billy, his son, and if he's the same guy who got killed in the RV when they were escaping the farm in the TV series, that would be him. Yeah, I guess if that bloke was named Billy as well, but I'm not too sure about that. This is rather impromptu. I'm just doing it. I'm just ad-libbing. It's been ages since I've stopped reading these anyway. Yeah. That's the first one. Second one. miles behind us. As you know, Durl, as he's known as, not Daryl, Durl and his brother Merle are not in the original story. Do not appear in these comics at all. Yeah, there are some differences. Carol is she seems to be younger in the comic and much more promiscuous than the televised version. They actually made her out to be more of a sex pot in the book, comic graphic novel. The graphic novel, if you lifted the zombie premise, The Walking Dead, the epidemic, the breakdown of society, it'd be a huge sex opera with the amount of that going on in the story. It'd just be a sex opera, and she's actually pretty slutty in the book. She was sleeping with Tyrese. Her daughter Sophia, she survives as well. She doesn't get bitten by a zombie like she does in the TV show. She survives, and as far as I know, she's Carl's she becomes Carl's girlfriend, I think. But I don't know what else happens. Like, I only read up to 11, as I said. 11, I think it was 11. Yeah. Anyway, Carol, she dies as well. She has sex with Billy, who gets shot. This is while they're staying in the prison. She has sex with Billy, who had a crush on her, and she could tell. So she decides to satisfy both their curiosities, I guess, and basically agrees to. Well, she doesn't. She basically puts the moves on him, I guess. Isn't hard to do, seeing as he's eager. He was planning to do this anyway. I think he was getting advice off one of the others about this. Anyway, they have sex, and then she goes nuts, and they have this zombie tied up in one of the prison yards for observation and research. It's tethered to a post, handcuffs, I think, or something like that. She walks up to it and lets it bite her. They soon find her. That's the end of Carol. No more Carol. Who's the name of the guy who drives the RV, the old guy? I don't know his name. When I remember, surely you know who I'm thinking of. I'll see if I can find it here. Apparently he picks up the two girls, Amy and the other girl, her older sister. Yeah, he was sort of like connected with them in the TV series. He was more like a father figure to the blonde lady who eventually gets bitten in the TV series by Milton, who was locked up with her by the governor, who she was having an affair with. This doesn't happen in the book at all, and as far as I know, she's still alive, whoever she is. Damn, I should get my. I could look it up. I'll look it up on the internet. That would do. just have to answer this message. Oh, this is annoying. I can't actually... I just gotta find a blank page. Characters from the Walking Dead. Actually, I could use this book here. Anyway, The Heart's Desire, that was the next one, but I'll show you this book here. It's the Survivor's Guide. It's got all the characters. It's got bios on all the characters and how they, how the ones that die actually get killed. I could look it up here. Amy, there's Amy. She gets killed when they're celebrating or something at their camping site near the city of Atlanta, in the on the outskirts. Must be in the sticks, just outside Atlanta. I think it's close to some reservoir where they did a lot of fishing and washing their clothes. And Daryl will go out hunting while the other half of them were still in the city, along with her sister and Merle, and I'm not sure who else. But she gets bitten when she goes off to the toilet. And when she gets back out, this zombie comes in from just bites her from the shadows, bites her on the arm. That's the end of her. What's it say here? It says here that Andrea, that's her sister, Andrea, voluntarily shot Amy in the head before she could turn undead. Yeah, okay, they're talking with each other at the caravans, where the caravan is parked, and they're impromptu camping site. Amy excused herself from the group for a bathroom break, and upon exiting the RV was overcome by two walkers. I don't know why I said caravan. There's an RV and a couple of cars, I guess, and a van perhaps. She was overcome by two walkers. She was bitten upon the neck, suffering a lethal wound. In the TV series, I'm pretty sure she was bitten on the arm. Yeah, anyway, his sister's Andrea. She survives, as far as I know, as far as this book is saying, but it was written before the, apparently all the novels go up beyond 20. I'll have to buy some more sometime when I have the money. Yeah, I've only got them up to volume 17. I know there was volume 18 when I got those, but I couldn't get my hands on it, and I was unsure of where I was up to until I checked my collection. Anyway, Andrea, aside from she's actually a very good marksman or markswoman. She's very good with the gun. And if you remember in the series, it was Shane that actually trained her to, well, that was haphazardly training her to shoot moving targets and what have you. There's one episode where she shoots Daryl or Doyle because she thinks he's a walker because he was coming back to camp after he was looking for Sophia, and he looked he looked suspiciously like a walker because he was kind of exhausted, and he'd almost been killed himself by. He was ambushed by two walkers while he was after he had fallen into a shallow creek bed near a river, and had hallucinations about seeing his brother, and when he came to, he noticed that a zombie was trying to was just clawing at him. He managed to get it before it managed to he managed to I think he stabbed it with one of his arrows or something, or he got his crossbow out and shot it at point blank before it was able to bite him at all. And yeah, he fell down he fell down an embankment after his horse got spooked by a snake, something like that. And he's climbing back up, and he's having more hallucinations involving his lost brother. And you know how he dies. He gets bitten by a zombie eventually, and that Daryl sees him eating from a corpse, and goes berserk with a rock. Gets a rock and just bashes his head in because he knows it's over for him, and he's kind of crying when he's doing it because that's his brother, his beloved brother. Kind of like Cain and Abel, except he was already dead. He was undead. Anyway, Daryl's returning back to camp, and he looked so exhausted. He looked like a walker. So Andrea shoots at him with the rifle. It's from a long distance. You can barely recognize him. And luckily, she's not that much good of a shot. She barely misses him, I think, or I think she parted his hair, parted his hair with the bullet. Probably gave him a rash, a burn, whatever. But all is well. Of course, you know, Shane eventually dies, roughly the same way, and it's roughly the same way it happens in the TV show. He they don't know how he was bitten actually, but there was one part where him and Rick and the guy they found from a neighbouring, another bunch of people who were more hostile, and this bloke jumped off a roof and got his leg impaled on a fence, a metal fence, and I think Herschel's with them, and he was going to cut his leg off, but one of them managed to get his leg up off the spike it had been impaled on, and they had to bandage it up, and but they locked him up because they didn't trust him. But Shane, unbeknown to anyone else, who actually wanted to kill him, pretended to let him go and was going to under the condition that he take him back to the other camp where the other bunch of people were, the place where they came from, that bloke came from, and he kills him when they're deep in the woods. Maybe because he thought he was annoying, but anyway, there's one bit where they in the before that happened, they go out to another place. They're looking for another place. See, this is while they're on the farm, and they're looking for another place to move to, I think, or something like that, or something, and they find some area enclosed by a wire fence with some buildings, and they find some burnt corpses, and they notice they actually find some zombie corpses that have no bites on them, and they think, that's odd. Well, actually Shane thought it was odd, and so did the young boy, who apparently said he knew Herschel Green's daughter, the one that survives and gets with Glenn and eventually marries him. I forgot what's her name. There's Axel. Axel looks like a biker in the graphic novel. He's actually a very big guy. Heavy beard, receding hair, but long receding hair. Then there's Carl. Carol. I'll just read this bit by Carol. Carol went to the prison yard where Alice kept the biter tied to a post for the purpose of study, and allowed herself to be devoured. Maggie Green, that's her name. This young boy said he knew Maggie Green, and from school, before the epidemic broke down society. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, Shane thought it was weird that these zombies had no bites on them. That was before Rick, who was actually, Rick understood what was going on, but it didn't seem apparent in that episode. But he had been told by the guy at the CDC, the one who blew the place up along with himself and one of the other characters before they got to the farm. One of the other survivors, the lady with the African lady, I think, that they had with them. I forget her name, but she's not in the book, I think. He told Rick that they all have the zombie virus, and what actually happens is that if any of them die, they rise as a zombie, regardless of being bitten or not. Being bitten just makes them die. Actually, being bitten infects them. The zombie bite infects them with a deadly fever that eventually kills them, and then when they die, they rise because of the other zombie, whatever effect, how the I'm not sure. Let me see. Yeah, well, basically the zombie epidemic, however the zombie epidemic, well, the walker epidemic started in the first place. It must have been some airborne virus that that was very contagious, that affected some people in hospitals that were about to die, and that's how it started. That's my guess. It'd have to be people who were about to die, because if it was people that were still alive, it wouldn't be well, that's why it happened when it did. it had to happen to someone who's about to die or about to get shot or have an accident. Then they rise from the dead, and that's it. Basically snowballed from there, I guess.